A Trump supporter recently got stumped over his belief that Antifa was responsible for January 6th. So now here's a video from The Good Liars. This is Jason Selvig asking a man at a Trump rally in Michigan what was going on January 6th, what he thought happened.
How do you all feel about the events of January 6th?
A lot of that was Antifa.
Really?
Yes.
Why would Antifa interrupt the certification of an election in which their candidate won? Wouldn't they want him to be certified?
They just want to disrupt in any way possible.
Do you think Antifa wanted him to be president? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Yeah. So why would they interrupt the certification of the vote on January 6th?
I have a different view of things.
Well, it's just like if you have a.
Yeah, it
Doesn't make sense, right? Like, why would they do that?
well,
Broken. Brain not working. Had to go into safe mode, recovery. Too many high-level ideas. Watch too many Dave Rubin videos. Come on. Really? Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? Understand, though, that this is what happens when someone's brain is so deep into propaganda. And when they're in this propaganda are actually asked to explain something that they have heard. Again, it goes down to the phrases, the buzzwords, things like that. Remember, there's no actual explanation of why Antifa would want to protest the certification of Joe Biden. They would be more in favor of Joe Biden, or at least a little bit more aligned with Joe Biden on some things, or at least they wouldn't be antagonistic towards Biden. In fact, if anything, Antifa is antagonistic towards the right wing or the fascists. It would be completely illogical. And yet when this conspiracy theory gets spread online, well, guess what it doesn't come with? An explanation of why it would possibly make sense. I mean, just, oh no, it was Antifa, it wasn't us, it was the FBI. It was somebody else, it wasn't us. Anyway, moving on. Well, those same people, by the way, are the same ones that spread things like, the old real American patriots. We stand up against the government. That's what we do. We need to march on Washington and show them that we are not the silent. The tree of liberty will be watered with the blood of tyrants. When we take down those communists in the White House. They've destroyed America. We've got to take them down. Okay, those same people are saying, so you also didn't march on Washington. You weren't there that day, right? To support Donald Trump, to take on the communists in the White House. No, it wasn't us. It was Antifa. See, Antifa, whose guy won, except that he didn't win because but everybody said that he won because he stole the election. But then Antifa showed up to protest against the certification of the election that they won, and oh shit, that does not compute. Brain is broken. What? I mean, in order to understand this, you've got to really tie yourself into pretzels, which are a delicious salty snack. I don't know where that came from. But look, understand that, like, as they tie themselves into little knots, they do so because they're echoing what they have heard from Fox News. I mean, that's the Fox News effect. Fox News is right-wing propaganda. Now, I'm not saying that media doesn't have a bias, right? Of course, all media has a bias. Fox News, though, was specifically designed not as a news organization, but as a propaganda outlet. It's essentially Republican state TV. And so now, when it comes to what happened on January 6th, well, I've showed you the videos before. Laura Ingraham, what did she say? Antifa. Okay, what did Tucker Carlson say? Antifa, and then FBI. To be fair, FBI, right? Oh, it's the FBI, the deep state. Okay, why would they do that? Why would the FBI do that? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, the FBI is a conservative organization. In fact, most of law enforcement, I should say all of law enforcement, is inherently right-wing and filled with right-wingers. Oh, yes, but they go back to Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, whatever, who are like, oh, we don't like Trump. We also don't like Bernie. We don't like anybody that's running for the election. And that somehow they leave all that other stuff out and just say, well, they were coming after Donald Trump because they didn't like him. Oh, okay. Sure. Now, at the same time, going back to Fox News, Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, now the conservative media, and I see comments like this all the time too, all the Democrats have it January 6th. Nobody actually really cares about it. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. January 6th, nobody cares. Move on. Go. Get over it. Okay, well, first you should probably get over the fact that Donald Trump lost and stop calling it a conspiracy for Democrats to steal the election. Oh, right. Yeah. No, again, it's the squirrel thing. Squirrel. And so, honestly, when people hear that, when right-wingers hear that, they don't care about the facts. They're not going to look into it. They're not going to look in to see the fact that, for example, investigations have found that there was absolutely no Antifa involvement on January 6th. But Fox News says it's Antifa. And so I guess it's Antifa. Never gave it a second thought. They never did. And that's why the recent study, by the way, was so fascinating. What they did is that they took a bunch of Fox viewers and they paid them to watch CNN. Now, what happened when they started watching CNN? Well, they started becoming more skeptical of what they heard on the TV. Now, that's interesting because, first of all, you're paying them to watch CNN. Obviously, for CNN, they're going to be more skeptical. But another thing happened as well. Because obviously they're not going to believe everything that they hear on CNN, which is good. I think we should all be a little bit skeptical of the media, especially, corporate media, independent media. It doesn't matter. Should all be really skeptical and, endeavor, I should say, to look up the facts on our own, so long as you get them from fact-based places. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful too, because you don't know what's real and what's not. And so, not to get down this rabbit hole too much, just be a skeptical eye, but don't be too much of a skeptic that your brain falls out and you don't believe in objective reality. Now, but what I said on that, when it came to this study where they paid people to watch different media, well, they started believing in things that were objectively true. And they stopped buying into as much fake news. And I think it's a really good, very interesting thing that happened, phenomenon, if you will. They're like, oh yeah, I do believe in objective facts. Also, I think that if it made Donald Trump or Republicans look bad, we also think that Fox News wouldn't report it. Because there's so much stuff that we're seeing that Fox News wouldn't report. Wow, it's really interesting. All that stuff happens to be negative about Trump. Very strange. Very strange. Now, that's what happens when you stop watching Fox News. And by the way, it doesn't make you any less conservative. Those same people ended up going back to Fox News for their main media. It kind of, again, shows that they didn't lose their conservative beliefs, but they were just exposed to facts and reality. Apparently, they didn't like it that much, and so ended up going back to Fox News to continue their same media diet of BS. But it does to show you the differences here in that, and what people believe, and versus what is actually true. It is absolutely fascinating.